What's up, fight fans? Your favorite totally unbiased martial arts channel is back with another spicy hot take that's going to make half of you love me and the other half want to throw your phone across the room. Today, we're diving deep into what might be the most slept-on fight of 2025 so far. The absolute banger between our current light heavyweight champion, the kickboxing sensation Alex Poatan Pereira, and the Dagestani steamroller Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313. But before we dive in, we recently launched our flagship training program, Baptism by Fire, a 30-day boxing boot camp that you can do from the comfort of your own space. For only $1 a day, you can unlock your warrior spirit by going through 4 sessions a week for the next 30 days. Join a private community of fighters just like you who keep each other accountable and emerge with a foundation so strong even you'll be surprised by what you're capable of. But this isn't for the faint-hearted. It's for those who are determined to kindle their boxing passion, stay disciplined, and gain a competitive edge if they ever got into a fight. So if you're ready to test your limits and awaken the fighter inside you, take the first step now to conquer your fears, your doubts, and your limitations by clicking the link below. Now back to the video. Let me get this out of the way right now. If you're not excited about this fight, you might need to check your pulse, because you might be dead. We've got the most terrifying knockout artist in the UFC today against a guy who hasn't lost a fight since 2018, when he got caught in a triangle choke with 1 second left in the fight. 1 second. Let's talk about the odds real quick. The bookies have Ankalaev as the favorite. The favorite, against a guy who has been collecting souls like Thanos collects infinity stones. I've seen some wild stuff in my years in this sport, but these odds are criminal. Now, before all you wrestling fanboys flood my comments, let me explain why I think the odds makers and half the MMA community are smoking something special. Everyone's out here acting like Ankalaev is going to walk through Pereira, and look, I get it. The Dagestani wrestling mystique is real, but let's get something straight. Ankalaev isn't Khabib. He's not even Islam Makhachev. Ankalaev considers himself a striker first. That's right, a striker, against arguably the greatest kickboxer to ever transition to MMA. That's like me challenging Gordon Ramsay to a cook-off and saying, I'm known for my cooking.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
Let's break down some physical attributes. Pereira, 6'4", with a reach that seems to extend into next week. Ankalaev, 6'3", but giving up significant reach to the Brazilian. When Ankalaev fights, he loves to pressure with his boxing. Quick hands, good power, defensively sound. But, and this is a big but, folks, he doesn't throw or defend many kicks. And this will be coming up against Poatan of all people. Do you know what happens when you don't defend kicks against Alex Pereira? Go ask Jiri Prochaska's leg. It's probably still throbbing. But wait, I hear you typing furiously. Ankalaev is a southpaw. Pereira struggles with southpaws. Does he though? Let's see. Who else was a southpaw that Pereira fought? Jamahal Hill, southpaw, knocked out. Jiri Prochaska switches stances, fought southpaw plenty, knocked out. Israel Adesanya, switch stance fighter who went southpaw frequently, knocked out twice. The southpaw advantage is the biggest MMA myth since just stand up against wrestlers. Now here's where it gets interesting. Everyone's saying Ankalaev will just take him down and submit him. Oh really? When was the last time Ankalaev submitted anyone in the UFC? I'll wait. That's right. The man isn't exactly Demian Maia out there. He can wrestle, sure. He can control opponents, absolutely. But he's not a submission artist who's going to catch Pereira in some slick armbar. And let's talk about Pereira's grappling. Yes, Adesanya took him down years ago. Years ago. You think he hasn't been training wrestling since then? The man trains with Glover Teixeira, one of the most well-rounded light heavyweights ever. We saw Jan Blachowicz get on top of Pereira, and guess what? Jan couldn't finish him. Alex survived, got back up, and showed why you don't want to be standing across from him in the cage. For Ankalaev to win this fight, he would need to 1. Close the distance without getting knocked into next week. 2. Successfully take down a much bigger man. 3. Control him for 5 rounds. 4. Not get caught standing at any point. That's a tall order against a guy who only needs one opening to end your night. Now, there's been some talk about Pereira's preparation. Some experts are clutching their pearls because Pereira was in Australia helping Sean Strickland and didn't immediately fly back to his gym. Since when did we start judging fighters' training by their Instagram stories? Oh no, Alex went to a Drake concert. He's clearly not taking this fight seriously. Give me a break. This is a man who has fought 6 times in the last 2 years across 2 weight classes, winning championships in both. He's not exactly known for slacking off. Meanwhile, everyone's hyping up Ankalaev training with Volkov like it's the secret ingredient to beating Pereira. Let me tell you something. No amount of training with Alexander Volkov is going to prepare you for what it feels like to get hit by Pereira's left hook. So here's my prediction. This fight does not go the distance. Ankalaev will come out cautious in round 1, trying to gauge the distance. He'll throw some feints, maybe a takedown attempt that gets stuffed, and Pereira will start chopping at that lead leg like he's trying to fall a redwood. By round 2, Ankalaev will be feeling those kicks, and he'll get desperate for a takedown. He might even get one. But holding down Pereira for an entire round, good luck with that. By round 3, if we even get there, Ankalaev will be tired from failed takedown attempts, his leg will be compromised, and he'll start making mistakes. And against Pereira, one mistake is all it takes. I'm calling it Pereira by KO in round 3, and it will be spectacular. Now, before you rage comment that I'm biased, let me remind you, I'm not a Pereira fanboy. I'm just calling it how I see it. This is high-level MMA math, folks. Ankalaev is an excellent fighter, top 5 in the world for sure. But Pereira is proving to be a once-in-a-generation talent who has continuously shown that wrestling alone isn't going to be enough to beat him. If I'm wrong, I'll eat crow in my next video. But I know I'm not wrong. So what do you think? Does Ankalaev have what it takes to shock the world? Or is Pereira going to add another highlight to his already ridiculous reel? Remember, in this sport, you're either wrong or lucky. There's no in-between. Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our reaction video after the fight. Until then, stay safe and train hard.